For this second philosophical dialogue, I discussed the topics with one of my friends that hasn't taken the ethics course. The first one was pornography and why it's so harmful towards our society. And what I explained her first is that the author of the lecture says that it's because it's a form of violation of civil rights. And she said like, but why no? I mean, it's a business and it's a way of expression. And I told her that it's only one way of expressing something. It doesn't makes it okay. Like maybe if you do something that you think it's okay, it's harmful to others. And in this case, it's harmful to women and our equality and our dignity. Because it's the way that this multimillionaire industry sees our role in society and why it's okay to eroticize submission and the rape culture that it's so intricate in our society nowadays. The second part of this dialogue was on the lectures of Aristotle. The first one was that he sees ethics as the way we should study our character. No, like we should always strive for being the most excellent human beings possible. And for this way we can achieve happiness. And only virtuous people achieve happiness. And the term eudaimonia means acting well and living well. This means that we are always striving for that excellence in human beings, and we achieve this excellence through virtues. And these virtues are what defined. And I tried to explain to my friend, and she didn't quite understand me. It was a little bit difficult because virtue may be considered as many things. And all of these virtues may be, for her, when I tried to explain the point of continence and incontinence, she thought that it was a little bit confusing because I told her that virtues are a mean between an excess and the lack of it. And she thought that virtue was achieving that excellence, so you should be doing the excess of that action. But it's not, because like in the example, if you are coward and you are courageous, and it it's not good an excess, but it's so that's why it's so important that virtues are a mean. And also virtuous people is the one that their appetites that I understand as our lower pleasures and our rational part that is our higher pleasures go aligned together, because you are not in a constant trouble with yourself. You're not, and you know that you're acting good because you want to do it. So that's why virtuous people are always aligned, like they are consistent in what they want. Why do they want it? And continuing with incontinence and continence, I told her that know that if something is bad, you fight for doing the right thing. So that's why you're continent, because you're fighting, you have the will to do good. And when you're incontinent, it means that you don't know that your action or will lead to something bad. Like your sleeping example, that you are aware but you don't control it. And it's really, I think this was like the topic that she understood well, but after a while, because it's always complicated to see that we act from reason and that we always have a choice, but they're not aware of it. It's bad, it's an action that maybe it leads to a bad thing, but you're not doing it because you're a bad person. When you make that corrupted choice, it means that you are intemperate because you know that it's bad, but you still do it anyways because you want to do that bad thing. And the other extreme is temperance, because your reason and your desires, like I explained previously that virtuous people do, are aligned, so you don't have a constant trouble. And the next topic was types of friendship that Aristotle explained. And we have three different types. And she actually agreed that at our age and in university, we usually have the first two ones that are based on utility and pleasure. This is really easy to understand because we always have friends that we only see in one class, and maybe we work with them in teams, but and we might care for them, but only in our school. Like we don't look for being a lot more time with them. And the pleasure one maybe are the ones that you always go out with and you can have fun, but you don't see another part of them. And the last topic was vegetarianism and why it's not a virtue. It's a practice that a lot of virtuous people tend to go to gravitate to, but it doesn't define you as a virtuous people because maybe you are vegetarian but you are not good with everyone else. And my friend actually tried to be vegetarian because she said that it's good for your health, which I thought it was not the right reason to be vegetarian. I think that if you are, it's because you maybe feel bad about the way we kill animals, and for me, that's the topic that we should discuss. That I think we do need meat from animals, but maybe we should treat them. No, I think we should treat them respectfully, and the time that they are alive, they should have a good life because they are a being. And I think like in farms, if you live on a farm, you have a pig and you take care of that pig, even though you know that you're gonna eat it someday, but you give them food and space and you have your farm and you live from that, but you are not punishing the pig because it exists. Like you actually care for them and you treat them with respect because you know that it's the way you are living, and thanks to that pig you are going to live and maybe you are going to feed your family. And that was everything from for this second philosophical dialogue.